About 4 weeks ago, I came back from a trip to Japan. You might have seen the live streams. They all happen over at twitch.tv/OKJLove, where I walked through a whole bunch of different card stores. I was filming videos for the next, tour or guide videos. You guys might have seen the vids last year in Osaka and Nagoya. But I came back from the trip and I realized I'd bought a bucket load of cards. I didn't buy the same kind of cards I bought on the last trip when I went last year. That trip, I kind of was like focusing on like E-Series, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Rares, and like Holos and stuff like that. This time around, I felt like the climate had kind of changed a little bit. Maybe partly because of some of those videos that I had uploaded, or I guess maybe just like a higher frequency of people that have been traveling to Japan to buy Pokemon cards. So because of that, I kind of shifted what I was collecting, but I thought it's probably gonna be a hot minute before I actually upload those videos and show you guys through those videos the cards that I bought. So I would just show you everything in this one here. There's a lot of cards. Some people ask how I store the cards when I come back from Japan, and I do not use a binder. Although there is this binder, which is gonna get given away through the year. And if you wanna be a part of that giveaway, you just have to, I guess, keep an eye out for the main channel videos. This binder's got some cards that I picked up from the trip in it. Just stuff that I was probably trying to keep a little bit safe. These were for somebody who was asking me to find cards for them, which I'll talk a little bit about later, if that's something that you're after, something that you want me to do while I'm over in Japan, because I'm actually going back. I'll be there in 3 days. I'm gonna go and cover Black Bolt White Flare release. I couldn't help myself. A good opportunity rose. So, but this binder here, there are some cards in it. Well, a lot of the cards in it are gonna be given away. These cards are for my personal collection, but I don't typically store cards for my collection or cards that I'm buying in Japan in a binder. I store them in a deck box. So I bought like 4 deck boxes worth of cards. This is something that Pokemon Steven just showed me was a good idea when we were on the trip last year. And I'm gonna go through 4 deck boxes. I hate this mic boom, just quietly. 4 deck boxes worth of cards. So I guess start with the first pile, and it's a banger. So you'll notice a bit of a trend through this video, through all the cards that I'm looking at. A lot of cards for artists that I like, or artists that I think are gonna have cards that are difficult to find sometime in the future. If you see a raw card, it usually means I paid like less than 50 yen for it. Front of this is great, back of it, not so much. This is by Fukuda. So I was trying to like boost my Fukuda collection a lot. But yeah, you'll notice a trend is basically I'm buying a lot of cards for artist collections that I have. And I'm buying a lot of artists, I guess, that have like deep portfolios, you know, so like Komiya has like a massive portfolio. Shin Nagasawa has a very, very deep portfolio. You don't see many of their older cards kind of like floating about. Anytime you can see like a Komiya, like a classic Komiya card like this, like, you know, there's like bits of damage like in the corners and stuff, but it's really difficult to notice from the front. So a lot of the cards that I was picking up were for just collections, you know. I don't do a whole lot of card grading. That's more Steven's thing. So I put up a video about card grading, what was it, last week? This is always like weird surface damage on the back, but I really do feel like you can just wipe that off and clean it. It wouldn't be card altering. It would just be card cleaning, you know? When you do look at them at certain angles though, you do see more stuff like scratches, like that looks a bit deeper. There's like a vertical thing there, which shouldn't be on a Meiji promo. These were promos that were given out. There's like a whole bunch of these. I think there's like 8 series of Meiji promos between like 2006 and 2008. This is 2007, so it was probably like the 6th, but basically they were like doing 2 a year. Whole bunch of different Pokemon, but a lot of them drawn by like really, really good artists like Nishida and Himeno. So these were just for my VS collection, which I kind of like have made. My VS collection is like having a bit of a disaster at the moment because a lot of VS cards are really expensive now. So it does feel like VS got probably 2 or 3 times more expensive since 2023. Not a lot of people really talk about VS, but I guess because it's such a, well, it is Japan exclusive, right? So VS cards are Japan exclusive. These are all in great condition though. I probably bought these from Nin in Ikebukuro, which is a great store. If you're watching the Japan VOD, I guess, edits, so all those IRL streams that I did where I was going to the card stores in Ikebukuro and Akihabara, they have all been turned into, I guess, bite-sized versions that you can consume. The next one that's gonna go up, the 4th one, is a little bit more comprehensive. So we made more of an effort to like highlight where a lot of those stores were because people do watch the vids to sort of like gauge and plan their Japan trips. But Ninten's always really solid. These were in their cabinet. So probably means that they're in like better condition, but I would find stuff like this in bulk boxes through stores. So there's a lot of interesting things that I observed on this trip compared to last year. Just a little bit of surface damage there. So yeah, I did put up a video about card grading. It was me looking at like all the jungle holo first edition cards that I bought years ago. Just quietly, this is a really cool promo. This was, this is a Kanaka Ale Meowth. There's a normal regular print of it, but I think if you bought something from 7-Eleven, you would get like a pack that would have one of 4 different cards in it, and one of them was this promo. There's nothing distinct about it except for the fact that it has the Black Star promo, but it is a relatively tough card to find. It's just very obscure. It's the exact same illustration. I don't think it was 7-Eleven's. I think it was part of like a movie campaign. I want to say it was like a Gardevoir campaign. Off the top of my head, difficult to remember, but it's a really obscure promo. It's just funny because you would see cards like this and you'd be like, it's like if you know, you have to like kind of know what you're looking at. And this is one of those examples of promos that you don't really know. This is from Arceus movie commemoration pack. So it was like a random card you would find in that when one of the Arceus movies came out. This is an old promo, bit of damage to the back of it, but I just thought it was cool to pick up promos. I was really enjoying picking up promos on this trip. But yeah, in that, this one's completely cooked. So you can see there's like a dent in it. I guess it was 100 yen. I kind of was probably just, I think at one point there was a store where I just was like, yeah, I'll just pick up that whole row of promos. This was in I think this was like a bonus card in like a diamond, pearl, platinum, like double pack thing. Sometimes you would buy like one of, if they release like a dual set, there would be like 2 packs in the product, and then there would be 2 different promos, and this was one of them, Gliscor. But it's a Himeno promo, so it was a Himeno holo, which is why I picked it up. But it has seen better days. It has definitely seen better days. So yeah, in that card grading video, I don't do a whole lot of card grading, but I know how to appraise a card. Like I can tell looking at a raw card what the issue is. I thought that would be a fun video to just upload and like sort of like generate a discussion about card grading. It did seem to upset a lot of people for some reason, which it shouldn't have, because I wasn't really critical of PSA. I don't really care that much. Like I'm not that invested that I'm gonna like call them out over like, I didn't even grade those cards. I bought those cards graded. So a lot of people think that I don't know anything about card grading. I don't really mind if they think that, but I do know how to, I guess, pick up a good card or like identify whether a card is worth the price or not, especially in a Japanese card store. This was a great pickup. This is another one of those Meiji promos that I was talking about. So a lot of Ken Sugimori stock art in those, but then a lot of like Himeno Nishida cards. This is Ken, but this is in like generally good condition. There is like a little bit of a scratch on it. It being Charizard and one of the, you can see it there. It being Charizard and one of the promos, I guess, puts a premium on the price. Because Meiji promos, you would typically see them for like, I don't know. If they're damaged, here's a great example, 300 yen, you know? This is by Arita, but where's it? Like, there's not a lot. The thing you'll notice is that like the surfaces are generally fine to the naked eye. It's only when you really, that's my fingerprint disappearing. It's only when you really look at them closely that you start to see issues, but that looks great for a binder, which a lot of these are for. So yeah, I know what I'm doing with most of these cards. You will see some of them where like, it's like, why'd you buy that? But it'll be like 100 yen, but it'll be like kind of scuffed. But I probably would have just in the moment been like, I don't really have time to like interrogate this 80 yen card. I'm just going to pick it up because it's Komiya, and when else am I going to see that on a shelf right now? Finding like dope Marowak and Cubone cards is actually something, I don't know what, one of the cards in the Vault X binder giveaway was Cubone, and it was really tough to find like a good Cubone card. So I think when I saw, this is actually, I'm like, not all the cards that I've gone through and I've bought are in sleeves, right? I just think it's funny to go through and like look at all these individually. But yeah, one of the cards in that giveaway was Cubone, and I'm like trying to find like a good Cubone card, and I'm just really struggling because how many good Cubone cards are there? Not a whole lot. I picked up a lot of this though. I think you'll see through the deck boxes, there's probably like 4 or 5 of these that I picked up, but that's Komiya, that's Taurus, and that is Legends. So, you know, good luck finding, like, you can probably pick those up off of eBay, but I think the luxury of being able to like view the card and see whether it's in like really good condition or not at 80 yen, like it's just say less and just do more. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these, I just like blind pick them up, and now looking at them, I'm like, yeah, I made the right call. I didn't need to spend, 2 minutes identifying, doing like, you'll see in like Japan style videos where people go to Japan, showcase onegaishimasu, showcase please. I don't want to stand there forever like busting the employees like chops, looking at every single card. Granted, a lot of these are in bulk bins, but usually if they have a sticker, it means they're in a cabinet. So not necessarily, but some of them. That's in really good condition. That's from Lost Link. So Lost Link is a really weird set, eh? It's like the last legend set. This is a rare. So I guess it makes sense that it's 4,000 yen. It's a very obscure Dragonite. I guess it was when Arata was experimenting more with 3D styles. This, I thought it was funny that it was 1280 yen, but it is Eevee, it's Legends, and it's Kaneka Ao, which is why I picked it up, because I think Kaneka Ao is a really interesting artist. They have some of the best card illustrations in the entire TCG, but they didn't consistently draw a lot of cards. A lot of stuff through like Heart Gold Soul Silver period. A lot of really good trainers. Speaking of good trainers, this is a good one. Chip Ritchie messaged me. He was watching my stream. It's so funny. Chip's a really nice guy. But Chip was like, hey, if you see any rare candy, Heart Gold Soul Silver, can you pick them up? So I think I managed to find 3 because they're really good in, it's either, I'm pretty sure it's GLC. It's either GLC or it's expanded. But yeah, always happy to try and find cards for people, especially if you're looking for something really obscure. I am setting up like a little bit of a system, so I'll probably talk about that now. So when I go on these trips to Japan, I go to a lot of card stores. The Osaka Nagoya trip, I went to over 90, and this most recent trip, I would have gone to over 80. And when I'm in them, I'm filming basically every cabinet, every showcase, every row, which means I'm seeing a lot of Japanese Pokemon cards. So if you directly support the channel over at patreon.com/okjlove, I'm now offering this as a perk to supporters, which is basically, if there's a card that you're looking for from Japan and I see it, I'll get it for you. So you can basically send me like a bounty list, and you're gonna have to be in communication with me over here on Patreon or Discord. We're gonna figure it out. This is mostly experimental, but basically if you send me the card while I'm on the trip, picture of it, I'll actively look out for it for you. Now there are a few conditions. If the card's under $100, I'll just get it, and then once you pay for shipping, I'll send it to you. If the card's over $100, you're gonna need to pay me up front before I buy the card, then I'll go back to the store and I'll get it. You're gonna have to pay me via PayPal, friends and family, or another method that isn't susceptible to chargebacks. I'm not in the business of scamming anybody. I've got way more to lose, and I'm just here to make videos and create content, but I don't want to open myself up to getting scammed myself. Remember, this is a perk for people who are directly supporting the channel. It's not meant to be some money-making scheme, but it does directly support what I'm doing and help fund my endeavors here and help me create better and more exciting content for you. So there are a few different tiers. Japan Love gets you access to it. Max Love and Giga Love also get access to it, plus a whole bunch of other content over at Patreon, which is primarily member-only videos, which is sit down, face-to-face. Over at Patreon, I will be doing once per month live streams where you can just ask me anything, and maybe if there's specific questions, I can go into full depth with you guys. But a lot of the exclusive member content you get here as a channel member on YouTube and as a Twitch sub too. So this is just my way of trying to offer a perk to people who are willing to directly support the channel. It's my way of saying thank you. No pressure. All the content remains as normal here at YouTube and over at Twitch. This just helps put more into it and I guess like expand my horizons. So that's it. Patreon.com/okjlove. It's experimental, so please be patient with me and we'll see how it goes. All right, back to all the cards I bought. All right, so moving on from the Patreon chatter, this was Nishida Togepi. I think this was another Vault X card request where it was tough to find like a good, you can see there's like a bit of damage on that for 180. I think it's a lovely illustration, which is why I picked it up. But yeah, Togepi is one of the cards that they wanted me to put into the binder giveaway. And it was like, what is a good Togepi card? Like, I didn't want to go for like stock standard stuff. Like, I didn't want to go for like modern stuff that you could probably find if you went on like your local eBay or even to your local card store, especially if you're in America. So I wanted to go for like just my personal taste. So this giveaway binder is like built around my personal taste. So you're kind of like, there's pretty stock standard Pokemon in there, like, you know, Charizard, Gengar, Pikachu. But the cards that you're getting of those Pokemon are like curated. You know what I mean? Like, it's like an artisan, it's an artisan's binder. It's just, I put a lot of effort into making sure that the cards I got for that were very unique. And whoever won the giveaway not only got like a cool looking binder, because like this is pretty clean, right? I mean, if you don't like OKJ Love, and trust me, there are a lot of haters out there. If you don't like OK J Love, you're not gonna like this, but I think the logo, which is pretty dated, but still clean, right? I am pitching a different idea to Voltex. The logo on the white is clean, and the cards that you're gonna get inside of it are dope. So whoever wins it, I hope you really, really enjoy it, because I did put a lot of effort into picking cool cards. Here's another promo. This is from Red Collection. I think you just got this when you would buy 1 pack of Red Collection. But this is Koki Saito, so I picked up the 2 that I saw. They were actually sealed, so I know that they're mint, right? They were actually in their sealed original plastic. I just like cracked them open because I was like, yeah, I just want to get them. Armored Mewtwo. This was also sealed. I just bought this. It was 5,000 yen. I think there's like 3 million of these in existence. So, cool card, unique card, I guess, but 3 million is a lot. That is a lot of a promo. So I think I saw this a few times. Kusujima. Kusujima is an artist that I'm building a personal collection for, but I really don't like talking about too much because I don't want people to sort of like realize I do and I don't. I just don't want like the Kusujima cards that I'm chasing to get too expensive. Is that selfish? Because I think it is. But I think it's okay to be like a little selfish, especially in this climate, like in that respect. Obviously scalping and all that BS, talk about that till the cows come home, is a different kind of selfish that's not great. But I think just wanting to protect the thing that you like from people that are there just trying to profit off it and cannibalize it, I guess, or like, you know, just eat it alive essentially and ruin it. I think it's okay to be selfish like that. So these are good pickups. I bought these in the place that I'm going to next, actually. So I'm not going back to Tokyo. I will be in Tokyo for like 2 or 3 days, but as soon as I land, I'm leaving to head to a very cool area for Pokemon cards. And I'm very excited to show you, not just because of the Pokemon. This was a great pickup. This is Komiya Masakazu's first card. So I saw this and was like, oh, I really hope those are in really good condition. And they are. So I bought both. I just thought like, so Komiya Masakazu has like 20 or 30 illustrations. They're probably most known for that Blastoise and the Alakazam, the E-Series ones, the holos, the ones where they like look very ominous. But they have a small portfolio. So like, they're kind of like easy to build an artist binder for, but their cards are very expensive. So I just thought, okay, I'm on the low key, like building a Masakazu binder, trying to work towards some of those more expensive cards. I'll just pick those up. And yeah, I thought those were pretty good pickups. These were so hard to find. So, okay, I found one in a card store because I asked the Japanese dude that was looking through the bulk bins to keep an eye out for it. And I reckon we looked through at least like 15 bulk bins of XY and Black White cards and only found one. He found it and I like cried when he found it. The other one was from someone who was watching the IRL stream who lives in Shinjuku, and I was in Ikebukuro, and they came from Shinjuku. It was like a 40-minute train ride to be like, because they knew I was looking for it, and they were just like, bro, I've got one. I'll just come and give it to you. So that was super dope, but that is a really difficult card to find. So it's a dope card. There's a linking Hypno as well. You can see the Hypno in the background. There's a Hypno in the same set, I believe, or maybe it's from a different set, the set that came out after. But I picked up one of those. You'll see it through here. So that's what I was talking about. This is just the regular print. So it's the exact same card. This was, why is there a red? Maybe I stuck that over it. How much was this? 480 yen. I think Dragonite is one of the cards in the Volt X binder giveaway. And I was really struggling to find a unique Dragonite on a budget. So I picked that up, but I think I replaced it. This was an easy pickup because it's a nice EV promo. This is from Gym Challenge. 2980 yen. 22, is that saying, I don't think that's suggesting it's been sitting there since 2022. Some stores, the number before the price suggests the month that the card was put into the cabinet, but there is no month of 22. There is a year of 22, but there is no month. This was, I think I just saw EV promo. So I was picking up like a lot of promos on this trip. I saw EV, I saw promo, and I was like, cool, I'll just pick it up. So a lot of what this trip was, like, there wasn't a whole lot of like, oh, I gotta be like really like delicate about or like picky about the stuff that I buy. I just was like, if it's a good looking card and it's by an artist I like and it's a promo especially, I pick it up. Fukuda with the Meiji promo, 2005. So this was probably one of the first. I'd say this is like series 1 or series 2. So that's a Fukuda, that's a Masakazu Fukuda illustration. All right, the artist that drew all the gold stars. A very difficult artist, probably a top 3 most expensive artist to collect. And that's an Eevee promo, 4,000 yen. That's a great, great price. If you're trying to, I guess, broaden your collecting horizons. Do I want to say horizons or just like what you collect? Because like it's a difficult time to collect in general right now. You have to kind of really, you gotta like diversify, or like, is diversify the correct word? You basically just gotta like, you gotta branch out. So you gotta diversify, right? If you want to keep collecting and not have it feel like CBT, you've really gotta like change the way that you collect. Again, this is another dope promo, Ken Sugimori. It's a really nice holo. So that's like Ken Sugimori's stock art in a unique background with an incredible holo on it. I'm actually really want to just see if there's like, is that a swirl? I want to look at this much closer. So there's a swirl on it. I looked at this in the store and I was like, it's clean, I'll get it. There's a swirl on it, which is dope. The surface on the front looks great. So I can't actually see any issue with the holo on the surface. So that's awesome. So the front of this looks fantastic. The back of it is really good. Okay, so I think this is probably like a god tier pickup. So off the rip, like I said, like you can't spend forever in card stores looking at cards because eventually you just, like, time is money. Time is not the most finite resource in the world. It's attention, but time is right up there, right? And so like spending 15 minutes or like spending like 5 minutes looking at one card to see if it's going to be a PSA 10 is like stupid, I think anyway, unless it's like a god tier looking card. But if you just get good at like off the rip identifying cards like that, this I'm pretty sure in a PSA 10 is close to 700, 800 Australian dollars. So if I did want to grade that, I picked up a good card. So I'm actually really surprised at how good condition that is in. That was from I think it's a trade campaign. There's like another few cards from that trade please campaign. But basically it was a promotional campaign in Japan where you could go to like trade any Japanese Pokemon card except an energy, and you would receive one of 4 different promo cards. So you just trade like whatever and you get like a cool promo. So Eevee is one of them. There's a Lopunny as well. I bought the Lopunny, although I don't think the Lopunny is in as good condition as that, but that's a cool promo. It's a very unique promo. This is from Welcome Festa. Is this from like the Ikebukuro Pokemon Center or like Sunshine? This is like a Sunshine City, I think, promo. I just saw promo and I picked this up as well. Sanosuke Sakuma is like a Sun Moon promo, so not too old, but in good condition. I like collecting promos. I think promos are fun. I think they're just like, I don't know, people see promo and are just like, oh, like, why would you get a promo card? Like, there's so many of them, but hey, finding them in good condition is tough. That's a good Meiji. That's in good condition. That's a Meiji promo. This is Real World Giratina. This was handed out with one of the movies. It's very damaged, but it's a nice Himeno Giratina. I think I bought a few of these though. Like, I just bought a lot of cards from like cool artists, so that if there's somebody that's like after a specific card from those artists and it's like kind of niche, I can trade for them. So just trying to make it like a little bit easier for people to do artist collections these days. Bit of damage along the top there, but that is a nice Fukuda Turtwig. This is a McDonald's promo, and I'm pretty sure it's one of the peel ones. Or maybe it isn't, because it doesn't look as glossy. Oh no, I think maybe it is. Nah, this was a peel promo. So you'd go to get McDonald's and then you'd be like, can I get burger? And they'd be like, yep, and here's promo. And then you would like peel it. I think I've got one that I can peel that's like raw. This is in pretty good condition, Fukuda. Or is it? Front looks good. Back looks good. I just saw Fukuda and I was like, yep, cool. I don't know why I bought this. I don't even have a Midori Harada collection. Maybe it's because of promo? I think it was just because it was promo. Yeah. Why did I buy that? This is McDonald's promo because you peel it. This is like definitely McDonald's promo. Super glossy, but very damaged. I wouldn't say very. I just say like there's like a nasty crease there. Well, maybe I should say fairy. That's pretty bad. No, this is not a Meiji promo. This is Krogan. When was this? Good question. When was this? I will have to try and remember that. Maybe something else will trigger my memory. Movie commemoration. Decent enough, 100 yen. Meiji promo, chocolate. Oh, that is very damaged, but it was 50 yen, so. Oh, that is like brutal. Jesus, did I even look at this? I mustn't have. I try not to buy creased cards just because, like, you know, there's something about a crease. I guess because a crease is like more visible. There's another McDonald's promo. Now I'm starting to question whether the Turtwig is a peel promo or not. I don't know why I was buying creased cards. Like I didn't need to, but it was also like 50 yen. So it was like, but like 50 yen is a lot. That's like half a coffee. So it's this is another McDonald's peel promo. And I'm like, yeah, I try not to like get creased cards. Generally I try to like avoid getting creased cards, but I guess on this trip, I guess I kind of broke my rule a little bit. And yeah, so like I kind of got like a few creased cards, but you know, like at 30 yen, like it doesn't really matter too much. So someone ran this over. That got ran over. Jesus Christ. Is this I think this is what was I thinking? I guess like, okay, so like both of these are less, you know what I was thinking? I was like binder, but like, even I don't want to like put these in my binder. These are like chopped as. That's crazy. But also like binder, like this or 2 coffees. Okay. Yeah, okay, when you put it that way, it's like, this is half a coffee. I guess I can put them in my binder and just like always have the memory. I bought 2 cards that were run over. Okay, what do we got here? This is actually a really, really cool promo. Battle City. So this is a Kara promo. It's seen better days, but it is I think I bought a few, but look at the holo on this. How clean is that? And it's just such a cool, like, card. Like, it's not a Pokemon, but it's a cool Pokemon card. Like, it's just cool. Look what's going on. It's just crazy. Like, they're literally fighting above the city, and it's dope. How good's the holo? This is a Kara promo. So when did this come out? Yeah, it was a 2011 Kara promo. Really cool card. That's insane. Ultimate Zone. So I think you got these when you bought 2 packs of Advent of Arceus, which is one of the last Diamond Pearl Platinum packs, or close to 2009. I'm gonna say it's like in the Platinum era. Yeah, so it's DPPT. But when Advent of Arceus came out, it's in pretty decent condition. I got 2. I think I just saw a promo and I was like, cool. Oh, this is a really, really nice card. This is a really cool card. This is a movie promo. That is really nice. This is a cool holo. What is this, like dot matrix? Glitch? God, there's like basketball cards have this kind of holo sometimes, and I really like it. They should bring this back. That is awesome. That's in really good condition too. There are a lot of these. There's a lot of movie promos. So, but like, holy hand, that's good. So the more you look at it, it's just so good. They got to bring this holo back. All right. What else we got here? This is gonna be like, I guess, what do we got? Oh yeah, there's some cool stuff here. Oh yeah, this is from a bulk bin. So Koki Saito Magikarp, really good condition. Could probably grade that. I reckon that's dirt. Like, I reckon this up in the top left is dirt. I think you could clean that off, and it wouldn't be card altering. It would just be cleaning, because it's literally just dirt. That's someone's like dirty fingerprints. This was gifted to me from a friend. So if you watched those streams, you would have seen I hung out with a guy named the Kin Titan during the trip. Really nice guy, dope guy. He's working on some cool videos, but he gifted this to me. And I guess he kind of sparked an addiction, because after I got this, I started going down a rabbit hole with some of the cards in my collection. So thanks, bro. But I had a really great time with him during those, I guess, card store hunting days. And that was really kind. He didn't have to gift me that, but he did. And I will treasure that forever. Thank you, King. Dope guy. We had a great night getting izakaya. Oh man, we had like the most delicious salmon. God, it was good. Good times. I bought this card from Pokemon Steven as a PSA 9 for $40. I remember it distinctly. I think I just was trying to get, I just was like, what was I trying to do? It's got to be a 10. There's no way I bought this as a 9. I think I just was trying to get this card in good condition. And then look what happened. I just got it in good condition for 100 yen. So thanks, Steven, for enabling that. Really nice guy, hey? Some friend. Nah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He looks after me. He calls me. You know, he called me the other night and he's like, your child needs you. I think he said, he's like, stop what you're doing with your, like, drop your child. Your other child needs you. Lovely guy. He is a lovely guy. I'm making it sound like really sarcastic. Porky Saito with the Porygon 2. Damn, whatever store this was, I was cooking. This has got to be Nin Nin. Nin Nin is where the deals are. Bit of a scratch there, you can see. But you're not going to really notice that in your binder. The rest of this card is dope. Oh, this is a clean card. Another great Himeno illustration. But just a random scratch. Why just a random scratch there? Just so random. On the bum. On Persian's little bum. That made it sound really weird. Did you know that the unlimited version of this card is like $5 bajillion? So exact same card, right? This is in great condition, but the unlimited version, because this is first edition, the unlimited version is like literally 500 Australian dollars. It's like 40,000 to 50,000 yen. So I saw this and I was like, great illustration, great Pokemon, 200 yen, thank you. I don't need the unlimited version. I guess the unlimited version is if I have brain bugs, but hey, as I tick off more and more of my collection goals, I'm pretty sure I will start to get brain bugs like that, and the things that I want will change. These I thought were really cool pickups, just because they're very big illustrations of Pokemon on like the full depth of the card. Just a common, but it's a Himeno illustration. It's very damaged though, so that's a bit of a shame. A lot of surface damage. It's almost like it was glued, like it was just stuck to the back of something. At 200 yen, I wasn't too fussed in the store. I just wanted to get it for the binder. So there's a video that I put up in mid-April where I showed you a lot of the pickups for my artist binder, or like one of the goals, one of the artist binders I wanted to build in April on that Japan trip I did last year. Why did I make that sound so confusing? So last year when I went to Japan, I was building artist binders for 4 different artists. All right, Himeno, Nishida, Kagemaru Himeno, Atsuka Nishida, Tomokazu Komiya, and Masakazu Fukuda. And it was tough, but I managed to get a lot of really good cards. Really, really weird, just like dents or like marks. But I feel like that can be cleaned off because they don't look like they're indented into the surface. Top left corner's got a bit going on there. This is from a deck, so kind of weird that it's in like generally good condition, but like has like random spots of damage on it. But yeah, I was building artist binders for those 4 artists and it was hard, but fun. And I got a lot of really cool cards. I think if I tried to do that now, it would be really difficult because a lot of those cards are probably like 2 or 3 times more expensive. So stuff like that Politoed Holo that I love, Atsuka Nishida, paid like a really good price for it at the time. Would have been like 6,000 yen or something, 7,000 yen. I feel like now it'd be closer to like 20,000 yen, 15, 20,000 yen. A lot of those E-series holos are like really expensive. This is a great pickup, 400 yen, Himeno, good condition. We take that. Kaweo, the Golurk. Okay, that's in good condition. There's gonna be more Kaweo cards later. There's more here though. These are good Kaweo pickups. Kaweo, great artist, really thrived in the Sun Moon period. Not a whole lot after Sword Shield, but always love their work. Like that's incredible. That is just incredible. What a Ludicolo. What a Ludicolo. How often do you hear someone say that? This was for the Volt X binder. I thought this was a nice pickup. Just a cool Arita Oddish. Oddish was one of the cards in the Volt X binder. They were like, get an Oddish card. And I was like, what? Oddish? Why? And then like, what's a good Oddish card? I think this is pretty good. Reverse Holo Legends. Pichu was another one. Some big spoilers here for the Volt X for those videos. But like, it's just like, if the option is get the video up late, and like you kind of like miss all the cards because like not all these cards will be in that video. It's like upload it and show you all now, and if you want to see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. I don't think it really changes anything. Those videos are more about where the stores are and like how good they are. This was one of the pickups on the first day, Koki Saito. That's one of the pickups of all time. I want to say Clefable was in the Voltex binder, but I don't think it was. I think this was just a good price. So like, Gym, is this 1 or 2? I'm pretty sure this is Gym 1, right? Leaders Challenge. Packs are like, I want to say like 10 to 20,000 yen from the rip. So getting a holo for like 2,000 yen feels like a really good deal. And the only thing wrong with it is that it's Pringle. Like that's all it was. The store that I got these and then 2 others from, really good store. This is a magazine promo, I'm pretty sure. Ken Sugimori. It's a really nice, just nice stamp. Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Just a cool stamp. I like this. 1980, not bad. This is a great card. That was probably getting more expensive because of Glory of Team Rocket releasing. So all the Rocket sets have like surged. So in the Osaka video from last year, when I was in Giraful, there's a shot of Team Rocket pack and it was like 60,000 yen. And I think that same pack is like 200,000 yen now. So kind of funny. This is another Meiji promo. This has got to be from one of the first or second series because it's 2005. Great condition. I don't know how much I paid for this, but it's in great condition. Actually, no, this was not, was it a Meiji? I think it was a Meiji promo. When I bought this, it was in the packaging still. I remember now. I've taken it out. That's why it's in such good condition. And it was 2,000 yen. Here's the Hypno that I was talking about. So I only found this in one other store and it's seen better days. It's almost like someone put a coffee on it. That is like a mark that is like very circular. Like it's a diameter. It looks like it has diameter. It's very round. Great illustration though. How good's that? I was gonna say they don't make them like that anymore, but they actually do because Komiya is still drawing dope cards on the reg. I've got something really cool from Komiya actually. Should I show you now? I'll show you when I get through this deck box. It's cool. Actually, where is it? I don't even, yeah, I can show you. I'll show you at some point. Okay. Another McDonald's promo. This is a Peel promo, I'm pretty sure. Ooh, that's seen better days. Is this a Peel promo? I should check that. Karen. I think I just bought this because I think Karen is really hot. So, that's it. That's the reason. Why was it so expensive though? Is this from like Best of XY or something? Why is it so expensive? Must be. She is really hot though. I stand Karen over Cynthia any day. These used to be so cheap and now they're really expensive. But I think I saw this and I was like, that is a really good price. It's got a bit of damage on the back, I think. Yeah. It says a large amount of damage, but there's not that much damage. It's really just around the edges. There's like a bit of a lip there, top right, edge there. I guess it does add up, edge there, lip at the top. Like it adds up, but like bottom left. Yeah, look, I guess this is like a large amount of damage if you're trying to like grade these Pika promos, but 2,000 yen and it's in relatively good condition on the front. Great binder copy. It's not that big of a deal. Those are really expensive now. They used to be super cheap. This is just a Bulbasaur. This wasn't released in any packs in Japan. It came from a deck. And this is for Angus. Shout outs to Angus, the biggest, I was gonna say the biggest TCG bully in Melbourne, but nah, Angus is all right. He's a funny guy. Angus, congratulations on your great placement at Melbourne Regionals. Yeah, I must sound like really sarcastic, but I'm not being sarcastic. Shout out to Angus. All right, that's one deck box. 3 more to go. Box 2, and this is gonna be a lot more, I guess, a lot more pickups from bulk boxes. So a lot more cards out of sleeves. What did I pick up here? Some interesting stuff. Some pretty good pickups. Okay, let us begin. So Komiya, Magneton, great condition. One of many. I found a lot of these actually, but whenever I like, this is just such a vibrant, colorful card. I love the right side of it. It just pops. It's so good. And I love, you know what I think is really cool about this? They're not central to like the frame. They're just like to the left, really weirdly. It's just really dope card. I picked up a few of these because You don't see him very often. Again, more Komiya. Komiya. A lot of people say Komiya to me. And now I feel like I'm getting gaslit into thinking it's Komiya. Komiya. Tomokazu Komiya. Thing with Japanese is that if you just say every 2 letters separately, you speak in Japanese now. That's it. It's just that easy. Tomokazu Komiya. I don't know why I flipped it around like that. Jolteon was a card that was in the Vault X, bit of a scratch there. It was in the Vault X binder request, pick up binder request thing. And Jolteon doesn't have like a lot of really cool cards from the early days. I think their coolest card from the early days is literally their first holo by Himeno. So after that, it gets really sus. Like, it feels like a lot of artists just experimented with Jolteon. There's a really terrible, I think it's terrible, right? It's a really just terrible Jolteon. I think it's E-Series. And it's just bad. I don't like it, but it's very expensive. And every time I saw it, I was like, there was a budget on that binder. And I'm like, I'm not allocating a lot of the budget to Jolteon. Bit of damage there, but nothing crazy. That is a great niche of the card though. This is just cool, okay? So Feraligatr and Porygon on the same card, Porygon 2 on the same card is just cool. You know, again, it's not a Pokemon card, but it is 2 Pokemon on a card. And it is by Wataru Kawahara, who drew a lot of these style, like this type of card in the Legends, Heart Gold, Soul Silver era, and then just never drew cards again. So I think these are dope. I like them a lot. Anytime I see them, there's one with Raikou, Entei, Suicune that I picked up as well. I just think they're cool pickups. Kawayo. So I didn't actively look for a lot of Kawayo, but there are a lot of Kawayo cards through this collection. It's because I started picking up their cards late. So MC's Chatter, 50 yen. This was from a bulk box, just like random bits of damage. This is actually kind of funny. So like this is 50 yen, but then if I picked it up from the cabinet, it would have been like 500 yen. So 10 times the price, not a whole lot, like more expensive, but it is 10 times, right? Because 500 yen isn't a lot. That's like 5 AU or 3 USD. But like they were negging cards like this. Like they'd go through cards and appraise them and be like, okay, like it's got a bit of surface damage. It's definitely gone in the bulk bin. But then if it came through and it didn't have damage, they were like, oh, well, that's gone in the cabinet, even though it's like a nothing card. Like it's generally a nothing card to most collectors. To Koki Saito collectors, it's a dope card, but it's just funny. Something I just like observed more of is that card stores are trying to like min-max hardcore in Japan, which I don't blame them. It's just funny. Metapod. Again, then some stores would have these in the bulk bin for 100 yen. And that's like great. Oh, there's like a little bit of surface damage. Great for a binder. You can't grade that and try and get it as a 10 and then sell it for 100 AU. Shout outs to my boy Pokemon Steven. He's hustling. But you can try. I wonder if I could, okay, could I do that with any of these cards? Okay, let's have a look. Chat, could I grade this as a PSA 10? Let's really look at it. Okay, front is ticking all the boxes. Front's ticking all the boxes. Back is... Back is ticking all the boxes, chat. Chat, I think we're rich. Unless on the top, what's going on there? What is happening here? What happened? What happened, bro? What happened to the top of that card? Could that get through PSA's detection systems and then like a little bit on the edge there? Could that get through PSA's detection systems? I think yes. I reckon it could pass the test. Caterpie, could this pass the test? Pretty good. Yeah, this passes the test. Dude, this passes the test. I'm rich. I'm rich. Chat, I've made it. Chat, shut down the Patreon. Turn off channel memberships. Turn off Twitch subs. Decline the primes. We made it. Steve's gonna put me in a little cage if I bust his secret like this. He's gonna put me in a little cage and then send me to an island. And I will never see my family. I will never see my wife and my child ever again. I call her my wife, but I'm not man enough to propose. Babe, if you're watching this, one day, maybe next year. Okay. That's a joke, by the way. We have both agreed that we're not too fussed about marriage. Get off my case. Nobody cares. This isn't as good as the Caterpies and the Metapods, but see, I told you I bought a lot of this. I would just see this Taurus and I just like pick it up. Scratches up there. Kawayo. Murkrow. Pretty good. Great card. Pretty good. 100 yen. Say less. Oh yeah, this is like some good stuff. So now we're gonna like get into more Fukuda cards. I was starting to see like a lot of Fukuda, like Magby and stuff. I really like this period for Fukuda, where like they're going really bold with their outlines. So like you see like really thick, black, bold outlines around all the Pokemon. Just a cool like little change for them. Especially when you compare them to like their gold stars, like their old, like their Delta species stuff. Like, why is it that they just changed their style? I don't know, but it's still just as good. Picked up a lot of these. I've shown you that card like a bajillion times. Himeno Meowth, this is a dope card. Bit of surface. Nah. No. Pretty good condition. I'm not really gonna grade. I'm not gonna grade these. Like, primarily because I can't be. What? Watch out. Don't want to get demonetized. I haven't sworn a whole lot in this video. Primarily because I just can't be effed. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't be bothered. Which some will say is stupid. This will be damaged because it's way too cheap. Yeah, it's got like random scratches and stuff on it. It's primarily because I just can't be bothered. You know, like it's just like a lot of effort. Like even this is like looking at them like this is like, why am I doing this? I guess I'm just curious. And also because I just want to have like some record of it. I just think it's interesting to like record things. That's the beauty of having a YouTube channel. You can just record whatever you want and upload it. And like, there's a record there forever and you can like look back on it. Like, we might look back on this video and be like, I can't believe that those cards were that cheap. I can't believe he was picking them up for like 100 or 200 yen. Like, the whole climate could change. It could just randomly change again. And then all of a sudden these are like very sought after cards, you know? This is dope. War Turtle Fukuda. Say less. Absolutely say less. Some more Kawayo. Great condition, 200 yen. Just absolutely say yes. Absolutely say less and also say yes. Kusujima, Magma, this is from a deck, like a half deck or like a deck you purchase. Lots of those through Japan. I mean, there just always is in general, lots of these decks. Kusujima is a fantastic artist, super, super underrated. I know a few other Kusujima collectors, they're probably gonna get mad if I start talking about it more. But like, I always talk about Hajime Kusujima. Fukuda again, is that bold black outline style that he started playing with. I don't want to say experiment because there's like a lot of cards like this. You saw the Voltorb, the Electrode, Magby. This is cool. Like the black outline really makes them pop out of the background. So like they're very in the foreground, but they're not in a movement that is bringing them into the foreground. So it's a good style. Hypno, see, they were just cooking. They just were like, you know what? I'm mixing it up and I'm doing something different. Toka Kiss. I always call this. No. Toga Tick. Why did I do that? I did the Jalen Brunson 3. I was like, I think there's a video where I called this Toga Kiss or Toga Tick. Sometimes I get Pokemon names mixed up. I don't want to say wrong. I want to say mixed up. I have this thing where I just say the wrong word. This is my defense. Your Honor, I didn't make a mistake. I just got mixed up. This is what I'm talking about. 200 yen for this one. Would have been in a bulk bin. There's surface damage on it. Kusujima again. We haven't hit the Sui cards yet, but we will soon. Kusujima again. Cubone. Okay, this was when I was like, oh, chat, I finally found like a cool Cubone card. So, this is what I mean. You know, in the Voltex binder, it's like, hey, put a Cubone card in. And it's like, I could go for like the most expensive Cubone card I could find, you know? Or I could put like this really just like, oh, whoa, I didn't even know that Cubone card existed. From 2010. 300 yen, and it's like, it's mint, you know? What a great card to add to your collection. There's a Marowak. So they're both by Kawayo. Here is another Taurus. I told you, every time I would see this card, I just pick it up. So if you're a Komiya collector and you're a Japanese Komiya collector and you need some cards, hit me up. This was what I was talking about before. It's just a cool card, you know? Just evokes that feeling from the games. It's nice. And that's why I picked it up. Hajime Kusujima, again. Great card, great condition. So there's no premium on their cards right now. Or as I say that, 400 yen. But that could be because it is a, it's because it's a Heart Gold Soul Silver. It's a Legend Series card. Is this literally another one? No, it's literally another one. I told you, every time I'd see this card, I'd pick it up. Those Taurus are not from the same store. They're all from different stores. All right, what do we got here? Okay, this is a funny pile. So these, I think, were the first cards I bought on the trip. They're priced pretty well. Like, they're in good condition. Nah, they're not. They're scratched, but whatever. Hisao Nakamura. You don't see a lot of their cards out in the wild. Okay, so camera died because I was yapping so much. But we're back. We're recharged. So I think I was saying that E-Series Holos or E-Series Bulk has a premium on it. And so these would have been like 100 or 50 yen a few years ago. But now they're much more expensive. You see, like, I was in Otochu, which is a card store that I talk about a lot. So maybe people have seen me talk about it, and I don't want to like get a big head about that. It's not meant to be that way, but like, you can't deny the fact that if 30,000 people watch a video about Otochu in Akihabara, and even like more than that, like let's say it could be more than that, right? If even like 10% of the people go and visit that store, or 5%, or 1%, you know, well, that's 300 people. You know, if it's 10%, it's 3,000. So like, there's a lot more traffic in those. So I'm not saying that to be like, oh my God, guys, my videos get so many views and I'm like, I'm so influential. Like, I always talk about how like creators don't really understand how much of an influence they have, but it's a double-edged sword, because if you want to like talk about the things you like, that you're passionate about, you are, whether you like it or not, going to influence people. So, the reason why I'm saying that is because stores like Otochu, who have E-Series bulk bins, in the past, they would be like 50 or 100 yen, but now they're like 300, 500 yen per card inside. And that's probably because they know that people will pay that. And so it's like free money. You know, that adds up over 50 cards or 100 cards. That's free money for them, you know? So, just a little anecdote, you know, just a little bit to tell you about. Card Secret in Ikebukuro. So interesting store, lovely guy. The guy that runs it, really nice. You may have seen in one of the VODs that I did like a pseudo interview with him. It was like impromptu. I do want to go back and chat with Andy more, but he's a nice guy. Card Secret have a lot of cards, but the prices are like really weird. And I bought this because we were talking about in the stream about someone was like, oh, is it hard to buy? Are we recording? Yeah, we are. It was hard to buy is it hard to buy Car Wheel cards? They were asking me, and I was like, good question. And then that's when I started like actively looking for more Car Wheel. And so I saw this Fiona and I was like, should I get that? And I probably shouldn't have, because it's 2380 yen is a lot, but I think it's from Extra Battle Boost, from EX Battle Boost, sorry. So that could be why. This is that promo that I was talking about. So again, you would just get this 1 in 4. All right, it actually has like been annoying me. I thought I would remember, but I didn't. It's from the Black Mega God of War campaign. So you spent 500 yen at stores on Pokemon products and you would receive, yeah, so I knew it was from 1 of 4, but I just couldn't remember. That was the thing. I knew it was a pack that had 1 in 4 different cards in it, but I just couldn't remember. Okay, so, you know, I think I picked this up for 2980 yen at a different store, and then at Card Secret, where cards are usually more expensive, 2280. So decent, and I just slap it down. I don't know why I bought this Dusknoir. I think I just was like, hey, Dusknoir, that's a cool Pokemon. Bought that. This is a Komiya card with the premium on it because it's got some damage on it. But I think this was the only time I saw it. So maybe it's like Horsey. So it's like Gen 1, it's Komiya. There's like a lot of factors into why it's that price, but 480 yen is a bit. That's surface. Is it surface damage? Is it coming off? No, it's surface damage. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. But that is Delta Species. So these are really expensive packs. So that could be why as well, why it's so expensive. I say so expensive, but it's like relative. Horsey Kusajima, I don't know where I got this, but 30 yen, good price, decent condition. Groudon 711. So this is a cool, these are fun promos. These are like kind of underrated. So it's an ADV promo, and I think you would get it if you bought like Coke, like vanilla Coke or like other drinks and stuff at 7-Eleven. And you get like 1 pack and it would have, I think it was like 22 different cards and then 3 secret ones. And I think Groudon Holo was one of the secret ones. Or maybe I think it was just Jirachi. No, I think it was 22 plus 1. I think Jirachi is like the secret one that you could get. But you could either get the non-holo or the holo. And I thought this was a great pickup for 600 yen for a great Pokemon, an Arata card, a relatively niche promo, and a great condition. So that was from Play Gym Tokyo. Great store. Some more Meiji promos. This has got a bit of damage there at the top. But it's a Fukuda card. Hard to come by. Battle Festa. So this was a promo that you would get. I don't think it's rare. I don't know why it was 5,980, but I think because I wanted it for a video, I got it. Condition's pretty good. You would get this by participating in that Battle Festa, right? And depending on the events you would participate in, you would get points, and then you could trade the points for cards. And I think you could trade 1 point for this Mewtwo. There's another Mewtwo where they're facing like the other direction. I don't have that one. But I mean, like 10-year-old card, Mewtwo, it's by match. And I think that was why I bought it. Cause like there's a lot of cards by that artist, match, that then match don't really draw beyond this period. So I was like, oh, I should try and start getting match cards. So this next trip, I'm going to focus and try and get more from them. But that's why I picked that up. But that's in good condition. But like you can buy that off eBay. I think I was looking, it's like PSA 10 is only like 100, 120 bucks. So I would say that that is like expensive, but it is in good condition. So maybe it's correct. I don't know. I feel like that's a card that you could find in like a more niche store, much cheaper. But because it was in Card Secret, it was more expensive. These looked good when I inspected them, but I think they have damage on them. Nevertheless, it is a great card. It's a fantastic binder copy, 920. Komiya, Celebi, just ticks all the boxes. There were more. I should have bought the rest of them. But I was like, this was one. So like, it's weird because like I'm buying like lots of the same card in a store and I'm like, okay. So like, that's like kind of greedy, but the intent is so that I can trade with people. But then that means that the people that go to the store can't buy the card. So it's like, okay. So I think that was an instance where I was like, I'll double it and pass it on to the next guy. And I left them. But the more I think that was like the 1 out of like 10 times I did that. So it was like, I should have carried that energy everywhere. Excuse me. I've been talking so much that now I'm getting burpees. Koki Saito. Good condition. Kusajima. I think this is decent condition. Holo. Decent condition. Bit of scratches there at the back. It's whatever. Slap it in the binder, not gonna notice. It's hit or miss. Hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh? She got a boyfriend, I bet. Wait, what's that as a goal again? That isn't all. Sorry about that. It's hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh? It's hit or miss whether or not you get these and they're gonna be like super, super clean or they're gonna be like whatever. This was just like Ledian, Himeno, Holo, ticks all the boxes. Got it. 380 yen. Komiya tax. Great Sudowoodo. Pretty good condition considering. 380 yen. It's not a bad price. That's in good condition. That could PSA 10. There is nothing egregious on this card. What about this one? It's yellow sticker, which is suggesting that it's damaged, but it's not. It's just not damaged. That could also PSA 10. The risk with me saying that is that, and filming this in 4K, is that if someone watches and is like, actually, it will not PSA 10 because of this damage that you have shown at this timestamp, then I look stupid. This is another example of Komiya attacks, but I think Snorlax was one of the cards in the Voltex binder that they wanted me to get, and I couldn't find like a good, like there's a lot of good Snorlax cards, but they are expensive, like really expensive. So I was like, you know what? This is a good middle ground. And I think it's like a good, it's like a very curated, personally selected by J-Love card, you know? Great card. How good is that? Just so good. They're in good condition, so it's fine. All right, now we're gonna move to a lot of unsleeved stuff. So last sleeved card, it's pretty damaged, 30 yen. Don't really care. The front of it looks pretty good. That's enough for me. Alrighty, what do we got here? Let's, remember, it's hard because like I want to pick up the pace, but also like I want to talk. Good condition or good enough condition. So These are from bulk boxes, right? And so it's going to be like, how do I explain this? So you can like walk into a card store and look at bulk boxes and like instantly know whether or not like the cards are going to be in good condition or not. You can just tell looking from the top of the bulk box whether it's been like ravaged, right? Because like a lot of people go through bulk boxes in Japan. You can tell pretty quickly whether they're going to be like completely chalked, right? This store though, I remember this store specifically where I got these from. The bulk boxes looked very clean and looked after. So I knew that all the cards inside were going to be pretty, like they're going to be in like pretty clean condition. So I picked up a lot, you know, there's like a lot of Fukuda, there's some Komiya through here, Kusajima, Sui, Kawayo, Nishida, like a lot, right? And these are like clean. It is hit or miss. I'm not going to sing it again. It's hit or miss whether or not they're going to be in good condition, because they are just like slapped into a bulk box raw. And so like you're basically at the mercy of the team, the store employee, whether they were like doing it with care or not. But this store that I went to, I know that they always look after their stuff. So yeah, there's like a little bit of a lip there. So like, that's what I mean. Like it might just be a card that has been like damaged when it got put into the bulk box. But for the most part, these are always like in great condition. And these are all banger cards, you know? These are probably sitting in someone's shoebox and then they just ended up in a store. Obviously it would be better to buy them directly from the person, but you've got to find that person. That's hard. Tokiya, that's a card. That's an artist who doesn't draw anymore. This next trip, I'm going to try and get more Tokiya cards. Because there are a few artists that have explicitly said that they don't draw anymore. That's that Meowth again. You see what I mean? Like, it's just the exact same. It's the exact same card. It's just one has a Black Star promo on it. There are a few artists that explicitly say that this is a great card. No, this is like Komiya-esque Kusajima. How good's that? So good. Sorry, there are a few, there's Komiya again. There are a few artists that explicitly say that they don't draw for Pokemon anymore. And Tokiya is one of them. They did that, I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago. So some of their last cards were the red, the green, and the blue trainer full arts from GX Tag Team All-Stars that people like to get in like sequential 10s. That's like a trend that I see. So I'm going to try and get more Tokiya. You saw before there's like a lot of Staryu, a lot of some more Komiya popping up. All right, here's like a big Komiya bunt stack. Like look at this. Look how many Komiya I got. Like these are all in like, these are like clean. These are all clean. I should be gentler with them. If you need these Komiya cards, hit me up. Leave a comment or hit me up on Instagram, or join the Discord and message me. Just anywhere you can like message me, just try and message me. I will hit you up. If you're in Australia, even better. If you're in the US, I got to work out a way to send lots of cards to the US and then have someone distribute them to you guys in the States. But if, like I said, if you want to join the Patreon and there's a specific card that you're after, if you join the Patreon and post it there, keep in contact with me. I will actively keep an eye out for it on the trip and keep in contact with you, appraise it with you. I'm happy to do that. If you want to support the channel that way, it would mean a lot, but there's no pressure. Just a little option, just like a little service to people that are down horrendous. No, that's not meant to be in a bad way, but are like trying to find specific cards and cannot find them. All right, deck box 3. I don't actually own this until now. This was gifted to me by a friend that I met on the trip that we spent a day going to different card stores in Akihabara. So that was nice. Thank you, King. Okay, this is from a deck where there's like a really expensive Alakazam in it, and I saw it and I was like, I know that deck, that product is like pretty expensive, and this is a cool card. It's by Arita, so I'm just gonna get it. These were for Chip. Shout out Chip Richie. I got your back. I think I got 3 of those in the end, Chip. So Matty B will probably hand those to you. My good mate. Himeno, Beedrill. How good that is. Clean. Kawayo. Yeah, a few scratches on the back there. You can like kind of see it around. Yeah, just like a few random scratches. Fukuda, like come on, but there are a few scratches to this. Okay, so this bulk pile, pretty damaged. Like considering, but I would have paid 30 yen because these are all loose. Let's see if this is mint. Nah, it's not. Okay, so maybe Steve was justified. Sorry, I know I'm like falling off the screen. Maybe Steve was justified. That other 100 yen one is perfect though, so maybe Steve wasn't justified. Look at this free advertising for Pokemon Steven. He doesn't pay me. He should. Another, I've got like 3 of those. Another one of these. These are more damaged than some of the other ones, so this must be a different store. That one's pretty clean. This is a dope card. You know what I mean? This is like a classic Fukuda card. Alright, that's pretty damaged, but like from the front, that is like fantastic. That is a classic. Okay, so I think because I'm filming this in 4K, it is overheating my camera. So if you notice like any weird cutouts, that's why. Alright, where were we? Arita, Vulpix. It's got a few scratches on the back. Koki Saito, bit dirty. Yeah, probably just straight for the binder. Or Koki Saito. So I think I was looking through a bulk bin. Usually what happens when I look through bulk bins is that I look for specific cards. So I'm like trying to find, for instance, that Clefairy, right? And then as I'm going through, I'm just like, oh yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that. Because every card is like 30 yen. So it's like, some cards are going to be like perfect. And then some cards are going to be kind of like this, where you can see like dents and scratches and stuff on them. Nishida, dude, when I put all these cards into the binder, Porygon Z, these are pretty damaged. These are actually all pretty damaged. So when I put all these cards in the binder, that binder is gonna look so clean. Like my artist binders have just exploded. The amount of cards that are gonna go, oh, some random lipping there. Just like, what's going on? Ever since that word's been added to my vocabulary. You know when you learn a new word and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna say that all the time? That's me. Kusajima, really, really nice Vulpix. That's awesome by Kusajima. So it's like Fukuda and Kusajima around about the same time. We're almost drawing, they were drawing very similarly. Like that is very close to the same style that Fukuda was adopting. But this is earlier Fukuda, where the outlines aren't as thick and it's more in line with like their traditional, or like what you like expect to see of Fukuda cards. So it's funny. And I think that's like the beauty of an artist binder, especially an artist binder that you put, oh, okay, so that's perfect timing. Especially an artist binder that you put sequentially, like in card release, you know, 2 different artists, but tough to pick. Tough to pick. If you showed those to 2 people and said, is this the same artist? I think most people would say yes. So, Wataru Kawahara. So they drew a few like non-trainer cards in that period, but yeah, here you go. Here's another one. It's a bit of a shame that's got a bit of damage to it, but at least it's there. This one's cooked, but usually the Typhlosions from Legends are cooked when you see them, especially that cheat. This is from a deck. This is also from a deck. So my Koki Saito binder got a huge boom. Massive, massive boost. More Himeno. Clean. More Nishida. So many of these fellas are, but they're always like pretty damaged. Okay, so these are like a different store, but still Caterpie. So scratches here and there. So like you can see like scratches here and there. Very subtle, very subtle. Hopefully the power of 4K is dropping you guys out there. Whoop. Obviously when you flashbang it, it's hard to see. It's actually easier to see and appraise in a card store because the light is not as like concentrated. You kind of like want natural light. It helps you see blemishes and stuff more. When I was like picking these up, I wasn't looking like this though. Generally my rule is like, I will pick them up and then I'll like just to see if there's like egregious damage. But at 30 yen, 50 yen like per card, like I'm not thinking like that at all because I don't know, maybe I should. I don't know. I just don't really, I don't want to like spend forever in the store. That's the thing. And I was spending forever in the store. So, all right, some vending. Komiya vending. There you go. Should I take these out and check them out one by one? That's pretty scuffed. I think I bought this from Otachu. The back of that is pretty rotten, but it is Komiya. The front of it's like relatively clean. So yeah, these are definitely from Otachu. So Otachu impose a per cabinet, per day limit, per customer. So they're trying to, well, you can see there like the level of damage to this card. They're trying to disincentivize people coming into the stores, cleaning out the cabinets to then resell because it's like, there's just so many people doing it now. So I spoke about this a bit last year on Rob Does Pokemon's live stream, which was a fucking train wreck of a live stream, right? That got hijacked, which was a bit of a shame, but it happens. And a lot of like box resellers tried to draw this comparison to card reselling, especially like buying cards from Japan, right? This is a great card. I'm so torn because like I want to talk about these topics, but at the same time, I also want to talk about how beautiful these cards are. It's like, that is like a great Komiya Bulbasaur. It's so good. This is from Otachu. The 4 means that it was put in the cabinet in April. So I bought these in April. So generally if you see cards that are sitting there from like March or whatever, like there's probably something wrong with it. Just because there's such a large frequency of customers coming into the store that if a good card is sitting there for very long, it's not a great price. But if you need it, like you just get it, right? But it's a bit of an indication to whether or not the card is like in great condition or not. And whether it's like a pickup, if you're like in that hustle culture, right? So if it's still sitting there, it means that a reseller has probably, TLDR is that if it's April and a card from March is still sitting there, TLDR, a reseller has deemed that it's not worth reselling, is basically what I'm saying, because it's been sitting there for 2 months. And I guarantee you at least like 10 resellers minimum are hitting into those stores per day. So like this is not a good pickup if you're a reseller, but if you're a collector and you like web cards, like it's great, but you can see the damage on it, right? But if you don't care and you just want to get in your binder, you get it. You understand? This is for the Voltex binder. I'm going to circle back to what I was talking about just before. It was actually really tough to find a good Mew card on a budget. So like some of the Pokemon that are in that binder challenge are just fucking expensive unless you get like a bot card. Oh, I shouldn't say a bot card, but like unless you get like a super modern card. And I feel like those are like, if I'm going to like go to Japan and build like a cool binder, I didn't want it to be like all modern. So it was hard to find like good vintage cards for some of those Pokemon, but Mew, that holo was like decent. It was in okay condition. And for that price it was pretty good. This just has like a weird bend to it. What a weird bend. You know what I mean? It's like a little skateboard bend. Am I really going to go through all these like this? Why not? We're already like, what are we in? I think we're at like the hour mark. Like we may as well just go the whole way, right? What's stopping us? But yeah, so some box resellers in that video, in that live stream chat, were trying to draw the comparison that like booster box reselling and flipping, Japanese booster box reselling and flipping. What a card. See, it's like, do I want to talk about the BS or do I want to talk about how good the cards are? That's a good pickup. All right, let's mix it up. Let's just continue. Let's stop circling around. So they try to draw the comparison that like box reselling, which I take issue with and I think has like ruined the Japanese Pokemon card collecting landscape, at least for modern, is no difference to somebody going to a Japanese card store and then buying the cards and then reselling them. And I very, 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 very adamantly disagree. And I think that is a huge cope from box resellers, because the difference between box reselling and card reselling is that cards are in the wild. So they've actually entered the ecosystem correctly. You know, collecting doesn't happen unless there are cards to collect. And so if somebody goes to Japan and buys all the fucking 2003 ADV PCG commons and uncommons, right? Those cards have been sitting there for 22 years. They're not gonna print more of them. They don't exist anymore. Or they exist, but they're not printing more of them, right? And they've entered the ecosystem. And now whatever happens to them after they go out of print is dictated by the collecting sphere, right? I don't wanna say the market. It's dictated by the collecting sphere. These are all in really good condition for 100 yen, 50 yen. They're great for a binder. There's like random blemishes around them, but you can't see that if it was going to go into a binder. So those cards they've done what they need to do. Anything that happens after a card enters the ecosystem is based on collectors' trends. And that's the beauty of collectibles. It's like all of a sudden, right? Everybody just decides that this card is fucking cool. And if that happens, that happens. And you can't stop or change that, right? So card reselling is like, whatever. You can even, that's just one argument. The other argument is that buying cards from Japan and then selling them around the world increases the accessibility. So it gives collectors more of a chance to get these cards, right? if somebody does that and then they price all these cards at like $15, right? When they're actually like 50 yen, the market will say, or the collectors will say like, no, that card is not worth that. I will not spend that much money. And so no harm, no foul, right? But once a card enters the ecosystem, it's play on, in my opinion, right? With boxes, you're not even giving cards the chance to enter the ecosystem, right? And a lot of people like say, oh, like, well, collecting boxes is also like a way of collecting. And so like people should be free to do that too. But like, if the cards don't enter the ecosystem, nothing builds from that. Like you don't build connection or appreciation for a set by looking at the box. This is a bit of a phenomenon you saw with Deaths and Rivals when they revealed the box art. And I've even seen people say this on my Twitter replies and stuff when I posted about Deaths and Rivals. It's like, the box art is lame. It's like, no one's gonna remember the set for the box, or they shouldn't anyway, right? No one's gonna remember the set for the box art. Like it's another component when appreciation for the set grows and the cards from it and the appreciation grows together. But like, if we're just like basing appreciation for Pokemon cards based on what the box looks like and a sealed box is, eventually like the interest is gonna die. What makes Pokemon so cool are the different Pokemon and the different depictions of those Pokemon over time. And so if they are just constantly trapped in a booster box, right? Then those connections can never form. They can't even like be birthed. And that is my issue with box reselling, is that because the price of entry is so high because of reselling and the culture that has, the way that that market and area has developed, where like everyone's trying to quick flip and like everyone's trying to be a Pokemon card store. And so the middlemen in Japan are able to take advantage of that and then drive the prices of this stuff up, right? That culture is low key, or that like trend is low key ruining the culture of Pokemon cards because it's blocking and stopping the cards from actually getting into the ecosystem and those connections being birthed. So it's a huge cope when resellers say that card reselling is the same as box reselling. It is a deep issue. I've only kind of like touched the surface of it there. But the TLDR is that you got to let these cards get into people's hands for people to actually care about them over time. If everything just becomes, oh, like I love this set and I have like 4 boxes of it sealed, and like that's the conversation, I'm walking away. Like I'm just like, I'll just be like, cool, man. And then probably just like walk away from the conversation. But if you come up to me and you're like, dude, I love this set because I love how diverse the artwork and the illustrations are inside of it, at least then we can like have a conversation and like get to learn a little bit more about each other. But if it's stopping at like, oh dude, I love that set 151, it was so hard to get, I've got like 5 boxes sealed, I love it, and it's like that's the starter, I'm just like, cool, man, like whatever, I don't know, call me a hater. That's scuffed, but why did I get this? That is cooked. Why did I buy this? It's so turfed. Anyway, so that's my little diatribe. This is like cooked, but I saw Himeno, so I picked it up. That is chopped. All right, more Metapods. I wonder how many Metapods I actually picked up. Scratch there, the P. You can see it even through the sleeve. Another Magby. It's pretty clean. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, so that's kind of like why these days, like this is where I'm at with collecting. It's like, this is what I've bought. Like, I think you add all this up, like it'll be a lot of money. Like I did spend a lot of coin on these cards. I sold a lot of like random stuff on the trip to war. Like I sold stuff so that I could like justify spending. And maybe it was silly, you know, like maybe that was silly to spend, to sell like modern cards that already have like strong value in like this market amongst collectors. Like stuff like Glaceon VMAX special art from EV Heroes. Like, is it insane to sell that? To then be able to buy like stuff like this? Like, I don't know. And this was like a thing that I like battled with along on the trip. It's like, I'd go into a store, I'd get a lot of bulk, and then I'd be like, damn, that's like 10,000 yen of bulk. Or like, it's like 15,000 yen of bulk. Like I bought 15,000 yen of cards and I have like this huge deck box now. Like, you know, I feel like half a deck box full of like commons and uncommons, right? But like, should I have bought all those cards and gotten like 200 cards? Or should I have just spent 15,000 yen on like an E-series haul? You know? Should I have just spent 15 or 20,000 yen on like a Grail or like a bigger chase card that if I decide I don't like anymore, I can sell and like probably get my money back. It's a weird one. Like, you wouldn't do that. That's a great nick. This is a good Caterpie. So there's a few that are like just super clean. 400 yen, that's probably why it was 400 yen. But yeah, I don't know. I'm like still torn and like conflicted about it. Why did I get this? Oh, Tokyo. There you go. Because like it sounds insane, you know? You wouldn't do that with modern for I don't know what that was. Well, this is a good nick. This is a good time. This is a. There you go. Good pickup. They don't draw anymore. It feels insane to do it, but like what I walk away with is like way more cards in my collection. So like I love Glaceon VMAX special art, but I have two, so I can sell one and then get all these other cards. I've seen Steve sell this card as a PSA 10 for $100. Could I do that with mine? Maybe. I could do it with mine. I'm Pokemon Steven. Look at me, Steve. I'm the captain now. This is a great card. This is a beautiful Himeno illustration. That is clean. Front of that is great. Oh, I bought two. Look at me go. Look at me go. Some more Fukuda. These are crazy. Oh, that's not Fukuda. Oh, he made a mistake. I thought that was Fukuda. Caught. Oh, he doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I would have failed the test. Damn, these are Nishida. So I don't even, these are both Nishida. He passed. He passed the test. Oh, that's bad. I'm gonna lose credibility. I made one mistake. What? We're like an hour and a half in. And he made one mistake, but they're gonna crucify him. Someone will come in the comments and be like, you say you know everything about every artist. Well, you made a little mistake at the 1 minute and 18 second mark. Your opinion is now invalid. Oh boy. There are a lot of cards here. Do I just stop taking them out of the sleeves? Like Banger Kusajima. I don't even know. There's a lot. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired and I'm getting hungry. I can do this because my partner and my son are not in the house. Otherwise, this would be a very loud video. He's a very talkative little kid. Well, he's not talking yet, but he's very vocal. And I think he gets that from me because I'm like, this is a great card, great condition. These were actually pretty expensive. This is expensive for the condition it in, which is terrible. We got a big crease in the bottom right. But I think I just saw Meiji promo and the evolutions are more expensive across the board for the Meiji promos. So I just was like, whatever, I'll just pick it up. But that was probably just like a waste of 500 yen. Like I could have bought 15 probably other bulk cards that I definitely, I left behind because there were a lot of, this isn't like I went into a bulk bin and I just bought every single card I saw. I bought like, I would say like 5% of the bulk bin cards that I looked at, I bought. So, that's a bad pickup. Even at 400 yen, that damage is not great. Granted though, I didn't really see that on the trip at all. So I think I just got that for a video, the Vaporeon. Picked up a few of these. These are always good to pick up. That's in great condition. I could be Pokemon Steven with this. You could be Pokemon Steven, but you won't grade your cards. That's literally what people will be saying in the chat. I think I bought this on my 2024 trip and I would have paid about the same. It's a nice card. It is a nice Himeno classic. Delta species. Metapod, again, I got a bajillion of these. That one's in good condition too. You could be Pokemon Steven, but you won't grade your cards. Really random dent there, just like a nail. Sometimes you just see that, it's just like someone just like punctured it with a nail. I don't know why I bought this. It's a Lost Link card that was put in a bulk box in January. Kent Kanetsuna. Maybe I just saw Lost Link and I was like, 200 yen for a Lost Link card. I should get it. Doesn't make much sense. Okay, that is a crazy good card. I would have seen this and been like, whoa, stop the press. We need to buy this. Great condition. Terrible condition. You can't tell from the front. Just don't look at the back. Just don't take it out of the binder and you'll never know. This one's got random scratches all over it. So this store would have been like, all Metapod, 200 yen. Every Metapod, 200 yen. Doesn't matter, don't look at the condition, just 200 yen. And then, I don't know, like 3 out of the 5 of them were in really good nick. So you make out like a little bandito. All right, what do we got here? There's another real world Giratina, 500 yen. And this one is in significantly better condition than the other one. Yeah, it's a few scratches along the back, quite a few along the back, but the front is great. The front has scratches too, but you really can only tell when you get it at certain angles. So pretty good condition. This is a very random card, but it is Kusajima. Good condition, good enough. Near enough is close enough. These are just always good to pick up because they're popular Pokemon, but that's got a random scratch there. You can see that. It's a bit of a shame. Some of the scratches on these cards are just so weird because like the card, like for the most part, just looks pristine. And then all of a sudden, bang, just like a fingernail or like a random bit of dirt or like just like a random scratch like that along the face of it. Kawaii collectors, if there's a specific card you've seen and you need it, let me know. This should not have been put in the bulk bin unless that's like extreme damage along there and along there. But even still, and you can see that, it looks like it's got really weird diagonal scratches on it or marks. It's not, it doesn't look like a bend or a fold, but it's definitely something. But it's a reverse, and so these are harder, or they're more expensive. Okay, so it's got random bits of damage all around it. But if you wanted to put a reverse of the Caterpie into your binder at 500 yen, that's not bad. Pick it up. All right, which is the last deck box? I want to say it's this one. It is. This is the last one. Jesus. I thought this was going to take like 30 minutes. And I feel like I'm going at a decent pace too. All right, I got to get a drink. 1 second. Okay, before we go through the rest of that, that last deck box, I want to show you some of the cards that I put into the binder. So a little bit of a sneak peek for the Voltex giveaway. Some of the cards that you might find, but this was the Jolteon that I was talking about. So I picked this up for about 5,000 yen, which I thought was like a really good price. I think the only real issue with it is that it's Pringle. But apart from that, pretty solid. Some other cards there, like that's a Meiji promo. Let's look at the condition of that because at the time I thought that was a good pickup, but I did think that it had some damage on it. But it looks for the most part pretty good. So a bit of lipping along the top. So maybe on this next trip, if I see a better Mewtwo for this binder, I might just swap it. But there's a few other cards there that you'll see, like you probably would have, whatever. I got to figure out the rest of the cards that are going in there. I don't want to give away too much, give away too much information. It is all getting given away. The rest of the cards are for my collection. So these are great pickups in general. Komiya, Himeno. This is like a lot of Pokemon drawn by Himeno on the one card. So I like picking up cards like this. Condition of this was pretty good. This was from Mint in the Gebukuro. Okay, as he says that, see there's like a lot of damage along the back, but the front looks great. So at 480 yen for those, I'm just like, I would like to just get them to have in my binder. Camera keeps bugging out. It's just overheating because it's capturing in 4K. So some VS cards. The prices for these are down below. 9,800, 12,800. This isn't VS, that's a McDonald's promo. But that was in really good condition and you'll see that in a second. These were all in great nick. So just filling out some gaps in my binder. I did run into a store that had the other Espeon. I actually inspected that other Espeon during a stream and it looked great, but at 12,800 yen for the little bit of tiny damage that it had on it, I was like, I can pass and I can like probably find one in better condition or like that is like the same price, but doesn't have that. Yeah, basically in better condition. So these are pretty chill though. With VS, I'm like just trying to get the cards before they get like way too expensive. This is a card that I look at every single time I go to Japan and I never actually end up getting. But this time around, I was like, no, we're getting it. So good. This is a McDonald's promo from the minimum pack, E-Series minimum pack, I'm pretty sure. This is clean. I could not observe any issue with the card in the store. There were two. One was 19,800 yen. The other was 29,800 yen. The 29,800 yen one had damage. This one didn't. And when I bought it, the guys at the store were like, yeah, that's probably just an old price. You're getting a good deal. One of the funny perks, I guess, or like things with speaking Japanese, you can interact a little bit with the store owners or like the employees, and it's kind of fun. This is a Pokepark Taurus. So I got a lot of Taurus on this trip. This was on the exciting safari ride, Waku Waku Safari. You would get a promo. Got a bit of a crease there at the top. I think I just spat on it. No, that's just damage. So really weird crease there at the top, vertical, but whatever. I like picking up promos. That was a cool promo. I thought that was a good price. There's some modern stuff here, but I thought that was a good price. I thought that was a good price too. These are for somebody that asked me to pick them up. Huge supporter of the channel. Thank you. Like I said, guys, if there are specific cards you want me to get, you can just join the Patreon. It's 5 AU a month. It's 3 USD a month. You get access to all the behind the scenes stuff, which will ramp up in production through June and July. Once per month live streams exclusive for patrons. And of course, any card that you need me to find, as long as you share the card with me, I will actively look for it while I'm going through the card stores. And Lord knows I'm going to go through a lot of card stores on this trip. Some more VS stuff. I think it's just more VS. And then, oh yeah, some cool cards there too. But these are all mint. I don't really need to go through the condition of these just because I know that they're mint. Like, they're pretty much perfect because I inspected them. These, I like collecting web. I think web is really cool, underrated. So I picked up these, but they've been sitting in Otachu for a while, January and December of last year. Same with these. I think I picked up that at another store from a bulk bin and it was cheaper. This was just a nice McDonald's promo. It's Himeno. This was a card that I overlooked on the previous trip and I skipped on, so I got it this time around. I think I bought that from another store for 300 yen. This is a Flareon that I got at the same store that I got the Jolteon. And again, I think the only issue with it is that it's pringled. You know, it looked in great condition. I was talking about that in the jungle video, the first edition jungle video. And then these are some other cards that I don't know why I put them in the binder. I think it was just like the first day of the trip. I didn't have a deck box and I was like, they gotta go somewhere. So with that, we reach the last deck box. Speaking of deck boxes, we're almost through here. So I don't know why I picked this up. No, this is Kawayo, so there's reason to it. Do we want to go through it? We may as well. We've come this far, so we may as well just finish what we started. This was from PDG. PDG in Akihabara, really nice store, just below Otachu, level 7 and level 9. They have a slab store on level 9, but I saw this in the shelves. I hadn't seen this on any other store, 280 yen, so I picked that up. They handed that to me for free as like a little gift. Hello, little boy. My family have just come home. I'm recording a video. I'm not streaming. That's all right. Hello. Yeah. You can't come in the video. Maybe when you're a bit older and you can consent. Lopunny. So this is another trade please promo. This is just a really nice card. This is a very lovely card. A few scratches along the back, so that's a bit of a shame, but the front of it is very clean. A Himeno promo and a holo. Say less. This is from, it's a promo that you would get when you would buy 2 packs. I think I was talking about it a little bit earlier. So like when a dual set would release, you get 2 packs in one product and then there would be a promo card. This is one of the other ones. I shouldn't have bought this. I think I just picked it up in a rush. Probably one of my last day purchases. This is a lovely Pikachu by Nishida, but it's expensive. So it's from, this is going to be from like Holland Phantoms or Holland Research, from like a very expensive PCG era set. Because if it's 3,000 yen, maybe it's overpriced because it's Pikachu. But I think if it's from a PCG era set, that's probably it's like a combination of reasons, because the set is expensive, the packs are expensive, it's popular Pokemon being Pikachu, and it is Nishida. So it could be a variety of reasons, which is why I picked it up, because I was like, I hadn't seen that anywhere else, so I'm gonna grab that. This is a McDonald's Peel promo that is in pretty good condition. A little bit of a lip at the bottom there. Some random scratches around the back, so that's a bit of a shame. For the most part though, it's clean. Usually with these gloss cards, the front of them is like really clean because you don't, I mean, that would have happened because the person would have like tried to peel it. I reckon 100%. That's from the person peeling it. Because when they come in the product, the promo, they're like flat. So when to get it off, you have to like peel it. So that's what's happened there. So that's a bit of a shame, but it happens. Here's another one. That's why the front is always like super clean because it's probably just been, there's like a little bit of a scratch there, but that will happen. Like the way that they're getting distributed. So it's just how it is. Maybe that factors into how they grade as well. So this is a trend. I think you would get this from a magazine. There's a magazine promo, I'm pretty sure. There's a Feraligatr. It's a really cool, huge stamp. I like the placement of this stamp on these cards. Usually it's there. Just putting it there and like blocking out the whole attack is like kind of dope. This is a nice card. Good holo. Pretty stock standard, but it's a nice, I mean, I'm a Cyndaquil fan, so I'm like kind of biased. Let's get a bit more zoom going. Okay. Some Tokia, 80 yen, looks pretty good. I feel like we've looked at this card, bought it elsewhere, a bit of damage. I think this is where some of my Sui pickups will actually appear, because I did pick up some Sui, but I started buying Sui cards late into the trip. Some random surface damage. Probably just bought this because it was Scyther, and probably bought it multiple times because I didn't realize. Fukuda with that thick black outline style again. Perfect, pretty much perfect. Tokia again. Very distinct style. Tokia's style kind of reminds me of early Fukuda. Isn't that kind of funny? Maybe some inspiration there. It's just so funny because this is like later Fukuda. So like, very different. Black outlines. Or is it later? Are these before or after Gold Stars? Now that's testing my knowledge. That is Legends. Gold Stars were in, yeah, these are after, they're after Gold Stars. Okay. Yeah, they are. God damn, that's testing me. They are. Ooh. There's always so much to learn. You never stop learning, chat. You never stop learning. It feels like I know a lot. I don't know everything. I try not to claim to know everything, but I know a decent chunk. So I'm doing my best. Now I feel shy. If I made a mistake there, I'm gonna feel, I think it's just more like the feeling of like the fear of maybe making a mistake and then having people come at me. I'm such a nervous guy. Where's my confidence? These are from Intro Deck Neo. So I think these are cool cards. The intro decks themselves are very expensive. These are priced reasonably. I wouldn't say these are great pickups, but I did want them and I saw them all in the one spot. You know, there's random scratches on the back and the front. This is from the first intro deck, so much older, much more expensive now that I look at it. A few scratches horizontally at the back, so front looked pretty clean though. The front was looking very chill. Also from intro deck, front looked pretty chill. Oh no, there's a few, I can see a few scratches of surface damage at the back. Like generally fine for a binder. But a few random scratches like around the top, around the energy symbol, the top. This is a nice card. This is from the 11th World Hobby Fair. So there's a version of this that just has the stamp, no gold on it, around the star, that you just got by going to the event. And then there's this version where you got it by participating by actually participating in the event and competing as a promo. So this, I mean, I saw one across this last trip. Steve reckons he sees them all the time. I think this is a really cool card. It's a bit of a niche card. I think the stamp is just really cool. You know, it's got a nice story behind it. It's also from intro deck, but it is Himeno, so I picked it up. Some of these, I looked at them the first time around and I was like, oh, I don't need these, you know, at 2,000, 1,500 a pop. Like, do I need to get all these? Because it's going to end up being like a 15,000 yen, 20,000 yen purchase. And like, I could probably just buy something in better condition. But I was just thinking like, I'm going to get more cards for my binder. And these are dope cards. And I get to talk about them, I guess. So I guess to like share more stories and like build more connections. So a bit of damage on the surface. That's a bit of a shame. But for the most part, that's pretty clean. That's a cool arita. Like it is a very different arita for that period. Lots more happening. Like there's, in these intro deck cards, I feel like there's a lot more happening, especially with these, like the first ones. This one, not so much. But like These are all Arita, and I feel like the Bulbasaur and Ivysaur are better. Like they're stronger cards. Because there's just like more happening. They feel like more dynamic. So I think they're very unique cards from that period. Which is why I didn't hesitate to pick those ones up. But like the Magmy, there's a Mareep here, you'll see. It was like, I was like, I'm an R-ing. I remember the Mareep because I was like, do I need this? But I was like, whatever, I'm already here. It's kind of like that a bit. In the end, it just becomes a bit of damage there on the surface. Meganium, horizontal scratch there. It does kind of just become like a, I've come so far, fuck it, I'm just gonna get it. Weird surface damage, but you know, kid was probably playing with these, so, and they are like, what, like borderline 30 years old, so. Neo, intro deck Neo is a cute card. Bit of damage on that one, but it is a cute card, it's a cute Pokemon, and it is a Nishida illustration, so that's why I picked it up. All right, what do we got in here? Getting to the last leg of it. I feel like we're gonna see a lot of promos. It's a lot of promos. All right, we've seen a bajillion of these. Some more intro deck. All right, I'll show you. Yeah, these were the ones where I was like, do I need to get this? Like, I don't need to get anything. Do I need to do anything in life? No, I don't need to. Do I want to? Yes. This is a nice card. Little surface damage there on the left. Some whitening around the edges. Bit of surface damage on the Pokeball, but for the most part, chill. This will look clean in a binder. I love this style of metal Pokemon. Like, this metal type card looks better than what we have now. It's just really cool. Like, it was very distinct when this came out. It was like, whoa. I remember being a kid like, whoa, there's a new type of energy. It's metal, it's metal. And I remember it being really cool when like Steel type came into the games. When Gold and Silver came out, it was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, and then we got it in the card game and it was like, whoa, metal cards look cool. Like, they're so distinct. Funny. Just a funny little thing. A lot of these. Why did I buy so many? All right, we got a lot of bulk here. All right, that's a good promo. Okay. Chill. I think this was me trying to find like a good oddish. I'll probably just chuck one of these in the binder anyway, because why not, right? Kanagaeo, I love him. Kawayo, this is a cool card by Tokia. I wonder if the Hitmontop and the Electabuzz are in this pile. I remember buying that and being like, fuck, this card is so good. How is this card, like this card is like super slept on. A lot of Darmanitan, yeah it is, I knew it was. I remember it. This is such an underrated card. There's just like, for this era, like it was just so dynamic. I love using that word, but like this is such a sick card. Two Pokemon fighting against each other on the one, like this is a Hitmontop card, but there's like Electabuzz in it and it's like just going off. So cool. This is a really, really cool card. If I see more of those on this next trip, I'm gonna pick up some more. What are those? Those are Saito. These are Kusajima. Really nice Himeno. That's a classic Himeno. Nishida. Kawayo. That's a great Kawayo. That's a good pickup. Kanagaeo. Always try to pick up their cards wherever I can. Great Kawayo. So this was when I was like, all right, I should probably pay more attention to Kawayo. Whatever store I was in. Look at this. I think I only saw one of these on the whole trip. Perfect condition. One of these on the whole trip. Doesn't that make that card rare? Like, shouldn't that technically be a very rare card? If I go to like that many different card stores and I only see one. I think I already have this, but I picked up another one. It was probably just in a bulk bin. All right, where are we at? Some promos. I think these are all promos here. Okay, so this is, oh, remember I was talking about that Groudon? So this is the Pikachu from it. So this is a Corki Saito special, just some few scratches on the back, very tiny scratches. So wouldn't grade well, probably would get like an 8 or a 7. It's a bit of a shame, but the front of it looks clean. So this is the first time I'd seen this in Japan, so I picked that up. This is just random bulk. I think I've gone through plenty of these, more Himeno. Kawayo. Did I buy some of these in another store? I feel like I did. Arita Bulbasaur. I think that's probably just why I picked it up. I was like, dude, Arita Bulbasaur. Whitening along the edge there. Himeno Ivysaur. Random surface. Random surface damage. Random surface damage on the... All the edges have some whitening, some edges damage. And then some random surface damage. Fukuda with the Aerodactyl. That's a bit of a cool picker. 50 yen. Fukuda wine are eating good. In that video that I uploaded in April, I did not find many Fukuda cards. I think it was like 20, which is not a high number. That is a very low number. Because Fukuda cards are very expensive between the Delta Species stuff. It's all those PCG era cards. And then like obviously his gold stars are like ridiculous. So this is the Feraligatr I was talking about, like the Typhlosion. There's a promo that covers the attack. Fukuda again with the Ampharos and then just like the random belly button stab there. Bit of a shame. Getting hot. Probably because I'm wearing a sweater and the sun came out. I turned the heater off. God damn. I feel like I've seen a bajillion of these. Fukuda Squirtle. Probably to go well with the Fukuda War Turtle that I was talking about ages ago. Random scratch there. It's a bit of a shame. You might notice that in a binder. It's a bummer. Another Cyndaquil. Kuzujima Steelix. I know this like the back of my hand. Kuzujima has illustrated 2 Steelix cards. The first one from E-Series, I think it's from Wind from the Sea, is very expensive now. And I do not have it. And that makes me sad. So hopefully on this next trip, I can find it. I feel like I bought like 3 of those. Drifloon Meiji promo. Bit of damage to this on the left. But that's a nice Arctic card. Probopass. Meiji promo. Pretty good condition. Edge damage on the left there. 2008, so probably one of the last Meiji promos. You see the edge damage there. Meiji promos, there's so many, like you'll see a lot of them, and if they're damaged, they're instantly like less than 500 yen. And I usually always pick them up because I think they're cool cards. Like Himeno Nishida drew a lot of them. There's some Fukuda, I'm pretty sure there's some Fukuda. There's a dope Tyranitar. Probably just got, oh, it's a bit of a shame. Oh, that's just, see, that's what I mean. Like they would have seen that and been like, it's surface damage, but really it's just a little bit dirty and you can just clean that off. I could just wipe that off right now if I wanted to. See, gone. It's still kind of there. Be like, see, it's gone. And they would have knocked it. They would have just been like, bang. But still 380 yen for like, it is a rare. I don't know. One of Corki Saito's first cards. This one's got a bit of damage to it, but whenever I see cards like this, I always just pick them up, you know? They're kind of like legacy cards. So that's why I pick them up, I guess. This is the Gallade I was talking about from that deck. This one's got a bit more damage on it. But you can't really notice that too much. Back of it's pretty good. I think I already own this, but I got another one. Corki Saito Raichu. So like literally anytime I see like artists that I collect, I will just pick up their card again. Okay, another Oddish. PSA 10, another $100 Oddish. This one looks pretty good. Pokemon Steven, I'm coming for ya. I'm coming for you, Buckner. I am coming for ya. 380 yen. Now you know how he does it. All right, what do we got here? We got Meiji promos. One by Himeno, the other by Himeno. So there you go. Both from different series or maybe from the same series. These are in pretty good condition. Those are chill. Then we have a very interesting Fukuda card from a deck. Technically not a VS card, but from a deck that has the VS symbol. So that's pretty crazy for like a Fukuda card. It's in really good condition. And it's it's giving Gold Star. You know what I mean? Like it's giving Gold Star. So underrated card, good pickup. I think I bought this from PDG as well. That's in good condition. For a Dragonair, for a Komiya. Nothing egregious, pretty solid. And then these two. So I'm always on the lookout for the theatrical deck. They're like pseudo VS cards, but they're not really. It's a little deck product that has Latios and Latios Holo E-Series in them. And they make the product really expensive. But then there's like 28 other cards that are all dope and the arts are exclusive to Japan and this specific product. And I want to get the actual just deck itself because obviously I want the Latios, but I also just want to get the rest of the cards. They're not promos per se, but like they kind of are in like the best condition I can. Whenever I see these cards for sale loose, they're always like kind of damaged, but this saw they were in a bulk bin. And again, when I bought these, the guys at the counter, you can see like a little bit, like some scratches on it, but these are great for a binder. But the employees, when I bought them, were like, even they were like, okay, probably mispriced those. So one man's trash is another treasure because those were in a bulk box and someone for sure would have looked over them. It's a bit of edge damage there, which is probably what put it down to this price. But those are two Corki Saito cards that I don't have in my Corki Saito binder. Hence the pickup. So that is a lot of cards that I picked up. Obviously I went for mass amounts rather than like one single really expensive card. There were some like specific cards that were expensive that I picked up, but I just wanted to boost a lot of my artist collections and get cards that, I don't know, I don't think I might see again on the next trip. So next time you see me, I'll be live, twitch.tv/OKJLove. I'll be going through all those card stores live with you guys during Black Bolt White Flare release. If there is a specific card you want me to find, make sure to head over to the Patreon. Throw us some support if you're a Patreon member already. Thank you so much for your support. But yeah, if you like the video, it was 2 hours of me just talking about Japanese Pokemon cards and the stuff I bought. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I don't know what that is, but see you later. I'm so hot right now. Holy hell.